Rupa Yatana is different. Rupa Khanda referring to metta. Rupa Yatana, Rupa Dhatu is also a kind of metta, but only visible form, not others. Rupa Yatana, Rupa Dhatu, visible form, to be seen with our eye. That is the meaning. Rupa Ramana also visible form, to be seen with the eye. Vijnana Paccaya Nama Rupan in Paticcasamuppada. Vijnana Paccaya Nama Rupan, Nama Rupa Paccaya Salayatana. In that case, Rupa is referring to that Rupa, metta, material qualities. So according to context, we must know the meaning. That is important. If we stand alone, we cannot know the meaning. We cannot know the meaning. Only in sentence or only in context we must know the meaning. So therefore, according to context, we must decide the meanings of the word. Okay, now definitions of rupa. Then the two types of metta. All types of mettas are the same with regard to having the characteristic of transforming or changing. But metta is basically classified into two. Colloquially, we can say that it's a body. This body can be classified into two. Number one, Mahabhuta, the great appearance. Great appearance. Then Upadaya Rupa, derivatives. Not only Abhidhamma, this classification. In Sutanta also in this way, the Buddha said. In Sutanta also, what is the Rupa, what is the metta aggregate? The Buddha said, Chattaro Mahabhuta, Chattonancha Mahabhutana Upadaya Rupa. The Buddha's authentic words. Chattaro Mahabhuta means the four great appearance. Chattonancha Mahabhutana Upadaya Rupa. Derivative material qualities which is dependent on four great appearance. So only two classified, only two here. Then will be explained Mahabhuta. Mahabhuta means the great appearance. Buddha means appearance. Great, Maha means great, great appearance. They are mentioned sometimes as a element, dhatu, element. The Mahabhuta are classified into four. Prithvi, Avo, Tejo, Vayo, Pali terms. Some are, to know Pali terms is more important because of just the translation not convey the correct meanings sometimes. Yes. Therefore we must note even Pali terms together. Prithvi, the element of extension. Avo, the element of cohesion. Tejo, the element of heat. Vayo, the element of motion. These translations are not so easy to understand. Therefore, we must know according to common language. Prithvi is earth. Earth. Prithvi is earth element. Avo, water element. Tejo, fire element. Vayo, air element. That is more close to, quite familiar with everybody. These terms. Prithvi is earth. Avo, water. Tejo, fire. Vayo, air. So, in this world, if it's substance, if we classify these substance, it can be found basically these four. Let us talk about these four Mahabhutas within us. You should contemplate your bodies. You should contemplate. You should separate your body into four. One cruise. You see, in our body, if we touch somewhere, there is a hardness and softness. Can you find? Can you be found this hardness and softness? Bone and flesh. We have a bone and flesh or nerve. So these solid. These solids are one part. Okay? Solid is one part. That is earth element. Then there is water. Where is water? In the body there is water, saliva, all liquid in the body, blood. So okay, blood, that is a liquid. Blood, sometimes a tear also, saliva, tear, urine. In the body there is water. That is one group. After that, in the body there is a heat and cold, body heat, sometimes a cold. That is one group. Then the air, for 24 hours we are breathing, breathe out. In the body there is air. So, if we separated our body, if we divided our body, we can get four groups. Solid is earth, Patavi. Solid is Patavi. Liquid, Aro. Heating cold, Tejo. Air, Vayo. If we separate that in this way can be found in these. This is regarding to these natures, the Buddha has pointed out, Patavi, Avo, Tejo, Vayo. If these united, if these four united be harmoniously united, that is what it works, it performs its function. So in the body, we can find Patavi, Avo, Tejo, Vayo. Patavi, all kind of solid, but we must know only hardness and softness. Hardness and softness can be known by touching. By touching, we can know. This can be known. Water. Water means liquid, state of liquid. Liquid cannot be touchable according to Abhidhamma. Do you believe or not? You may think in the bottle, we can touch water. But according to Abhidhamma, water cannot be touched. If you touch water, you may find cold or heat or softness. That is not water. not qualities of water. Qualities of water, state of liquid. That is can be known only by mind, according to Abhidhamma. Yes. By touching, water cannot be known. Water means a state of liquid, natures of liquid. The liquids can concentrate all together. Because of this books, you see this paper. This paper is that is a powder. Becomes solid because of water. Because of water. Water concentrate all together. All liquids are there is water. Because of water, it is collect, united to be solid. You see, everybody, every day, in a breakfast, many people have bread, or cake, or biscuit. These are powder there. To make it solid, what do they have to use? They have to use water. Without the water, cannot unite, cannot be united. Therefore, water is through water separated powders are united. Material qualities are also in this way. So in the water, everybody drink in the water. Stay out liquid really are here. But the water, if we touch the water, we find softness, we find heat and cold. Stay out liquid only in mind, with the mind, can be known with the mind. Therefore, Patavi, Tejo, Vayo, not with the Avo. Avo is not included. Then, Tejo can be known by touching because of heat and cold are Tejo. Which is normal, which exists in the heat or cold. Two cannot, must be one. What is your opinion? Heat exists or cold exists, which is normal. According to test, it exists only heat, not cold. Less of heat, reduction of heat is called cold. When the quality of heat reduced, this becomes cold. Cold does not exist, heat exists according to test. Therefore, the Buddha used Tejo. Okay, Tejo means fire. Fire means to mention heat. To mention the heat. To understand easily, the Buddha used a colloquial term fire, because everybody knows fire. Without fire, cannot cook. Everybody knows about the fire. So therefore, the Buddha mentioned fire. When the fire reduced its power, its heat reduced its power, it becomes cold. Therefore, heat is origin. Only heat exists. Do you agree? If you does not agree, you must contemplate which is east. So, fire. Therefore, the Buddha said fire, techo. Techo means heating coal. Heating coal. But heat is origin. Vayo, everybody knows about vayo. Or air. Without air, nobody lives long. Nobody can survive. So air is important. So therefore, our body is composed of 4 Mahabhuta. Composed of 4 Mahabhuta. Therefore, this idea is not only Buddhism mentioned. The materialism or materialist Ajita Kesa Kamala, contemporary of the Buddha. His philosophy also mentioned Chatu Mahabhutiko Ayankayo. This body is composed of 4 Mahabhuta. So Indian philosophy, they accept this one. The Ajita accepted about that. 4 Mahabhuta. Some are similar, some are different. Some people are confused. They study Indian philosophy and Buddhism. There are many similar points, many similarities. Referring to that, they think Buddhism and other religions are the same. But in the main point, it is quite different. For example, the Buddha accepted karma and rebirth. Hinduism also accepted karma and rebirth. Jainism also accepted karma and rebirth. But the meanings is quite different, you see. They explain karma and rebirth through eternal soul. They accept eternal soul. The actions of eternal soul is they call karma. According to Buddhism, the Buddha also accepted karma. But Buddha's karma is not the actions of eternal soul. That is just Chetana. Chetana is just a nature, not permanent entity. That is a different. Buddhism accepted rebirth, but not reincarnation. No reincarnation. Because of only process, we have only process, cannot be the same times. The preceding disappeared, the following appeared. According to Buddhism, for example, it's Mr. Black passed away. After that, a person appeared under the name of Mr. White. Mr. White talked about his previous life, Mr. Black. In that case, before death of Mr. Black, Mr. White not was born. After birth of Mr. White, Mr. Black is no more. As a process, they can be identified as the same person, but not totally the same person, because of there are nothing is permanent. All are momentary. All are momentary. Momentary means appear, disappear, appear, disappear, appear, disappear. cannot be totally the same. Therefore, you see, in the river, you cannot take a bath twice because of the river, the currents flowing, fluxing, flowing, changing. First, the water is not the same water, not totally the same water, different waters, but it's similar. Cannot be said totally the same. Therefore, the Vilena Panya said, neither he nor others, Mr. Black and Mr. White, neither Mr. Black nor Mr. White. They cannot be said the same person or not the same person. Because as a cause and condition, they are connected. Between them there is a communication, but it cannot be totally the same. So that is the meaning. That is, if it's so, there is no reincarnation. No reincarnation. Reincarnation is accepted permanent entity or permanent soul. From our body, permanent soul out. When the bodies become ruined, the souls come out and born entered in another body. If it's so the same, like that, we change our dress. In Indian philosophy, there are such a use a lot. Buddhism accept only process. Process is non-stop, just fluxing into new and new. Order has gone. You may notice my sound when I delivered a lecture. Why I'm delivered a lecture? You see, my sounds are disappear. Then new one appear, the former disappear, you see. Not burning, just has gone. So in this way, our body also, new appears. They are similarity, therefore we don't know change, the difference. We don't know the difference preceding and following. We think that we are the same person. If we are totally the same person, we are still baby. When we are born from our mother, we are baby. Now getting older and older. Getting older, immediately not changes. In process is changing. Every minute, every second, our changes. Therefore, if you take your photo 20 years ago, nowadays you take new photo. If you compare, what is the difference? You may see, quite a difference from these two photos. Because of changing, between them there is a change, not immediately changing. According to process, it is ever changing. So therefore, nothing permanent is very clear. But if similarities appear, and therefore we think this is the same, but not the same. Such a situations, such a impermanent changing can be seen through insight knowledge. If you have concentration and the knowledge good enough during meditation, it can be seen. Not only talk, can be seen this one. If you practice meditation, you have concentration and the knowledge or mindfulness good enough, you can change. You can know the changing, ever changing of mind, ever changing of body. When we practice meditation, before we don't know the difference. There appear the pain in our leg. First we think this is pain, only one pain, we think only one pain. But if we concentration is strong enough. Pain is not one pain, many pains. Many pains rise and falling, rise and falling, rise and falling. Not one pain, but continued. Can you see that it's continuity of pain? One pain appeared, disappear, new pain appeared, disappear, next pains appear, disappear, continuously. But before we think this is only one pain. Nothing is one, ever changes. So can be seen in this way. So, okay. Then Patavi, Avo, Tejo, Vayo. These are everywhere. 4 elements are everywhere. They are, and this time will be explained, they are the product of 4 conditions. Then Upadaya Rupa is 24. There are the same type of metta that depend on 4 Mahabuddha. They are dependent on 4 Mahabuddha. They are termed in Pali Upadaya Rupa, meaning derivative. The derivative mettas are classified into 24 types, being enumerated as 10 groups. According to that order, I will explain pasada, sense organs. We have sense organs. Gochara, object. Bhava, matter of sex. Haraya, matter of the heart. Chivita, matter of life. Ahara, matter of nutrition. Prachera, imaging. Vainyati, communicating. Vikara, distinction. Lakkhana, characteristic. Accordingly will be explained according to 10 groups. That is it. To study material quality, classification. Then one after the other will be explained one by one. Pasada 5. The matter of sense organ is described in Pali pasada. The word pasada means to clarify the element. To clarify the meaning, clarify the element. These matters are sensitive and enumerated into 2 types. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. In Pali, Chakku Pasada, sensitive matter of the eye. Sota Pasada, sensitive matter of the ear. Kana Pasada, sensitive matter of the nose. Jiva Pasada, sensitive matter of the tongue. Kaya Pasada, sensitive matter of the body. So everybody can be found these Pasada matters. You see, sensitive matter of the eyes only in the eyeball, not anywhere, not in others, not in other places, only one place. That is different from others, you see. Then, sensitive matter of the ear also only inside ear. Sensitive matter of nose also only in the nose. Sensitive matter of the tongue only in the tongue. Sensitive matter of the body is everywhere, apart from sensitive eye, ear, nose, tongue, the other places. Where we touch, there's sense. So this is a extra from four elements. They are dependent on four elements. Without the element, cannot remain. Therefore, they are derivative. You see, all type of solid, hard and soft. In our body, you see there are bone, there are flesh, there are organs, solid, very solid flesh, all bone. So they are Patavi. So that the eyes depend on this Mahabuddha. Without the Mahabuddha, they cannot remain. So we must contemplate in this way. So, whereas the eye will be explained in the text, the eye is a matter lies at the center of the pupil. Center of pupil. It's like where the image is being. Center of pupil. Where an image forms, already, there are 7 layers of the visual sense organ. There are 7 layers in our eye. According to anatomy, you must check 7 layers or not. In the eye, you see 7 layers. Only this sensitive eye means not the whole eyeball, where their image appeared, only that point. Therefore, the center of the pupil. In the center of the pupil, there appeared image. Then the ear, auditory matter, lies at the smooth hair inside inner ear. This is where ear is. The nose olfactory matter lies in the olfactory valve. The tongue gustatory matter lies at the center of the tongue. The lotus petal-like growth. Lotus petal-like. Your tongue is like a lotus petal-like. So in the mid, it is here, not other places. Then the body matter lies in the body, spreading throughout all parts of the body. So these are pasada matters, they are derivative. Then gochara. Gochara is the object matters. It is an object of the 5 vijnana minds. You remember 5 vijnana minds? Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, tongue consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness. They are 5-fold in types, but enumerated into 7. Here, rupa. Just before I talk about the meaning, rupa, visible object. Form and color. We see form and color. So, visible object. It can be seen with the eye. Visible object means it can be seen with the eye. That is, it is nature. In Netherlands, a professor, he computes about the visible object. Visible object, he thinks, because of my visual objects appear. Because he computes with it. Vinyati Matrata, Yogacara ideas. Sometimes many views, studies, many views, many philosophies, confusing. If knowledge is not enough, it's a confusing. The professor, I explained about that. Later he understand. He said, for example, now we saw white ball. White ball means, according to him, white ball is just a mind. White ball is not exist itself. Because of mind, that is white ball, he said. So I told him, not that is me. I didn't see this. White ball is exist there. Nobody sees white ball is exist there. Not because of mind. If it because of mind, white ball may disappear. Visual object is maybe to be seen with the eye. That is nature. To be seen. Possible to be seen. You get the meaning? You see, there is a philosophy. According to that philosophy, nothing exists, only mind exists, according to them. Because of mind, there is white ball. They say, because of mind. White ball means in the mind, not in real one. If it's so, you see, there are two persons. One sees a white ball, the other does not see the white ball. For one who sees the white ball, it becomes white ball. For one who does not see white ball, it is not white ball. You want to say it in this way. You get the meaning? So, we must know visual object means not idea. To be seen with our eye. That is nature. You see, to be seen means different to be heard. Is it that? Sound not to be seen. Sound cannot be seen. Sound can be heard. But visual object can be seen. That is nature. That is nature. Therefore exists itself, not in mind. In mind means just imaginary. Even nothing, it is can be in the mind. So therefore, there are two philosophies in Mahayana traditions, Buddhism, but they are Mahayana traditions. Central philosophy and idea philosophies, idealism. Central philosophies all are empty, according to them. Nakachuna, Madhyamaka Karika, Madhyamika philosophy. According to him, everything is empty. Nothing exists. If you wish to study his philosophy, you can study his Madhyamika Karika, central philosophy. But the central philosophy, you try to understand. The more you try to understand, the more you don't understand. Because you see, he denied everything, he rejected everything. Not coming, not going, not arising, not ceasing. He's saying, eight negative. Opening verse with the eight negative. Rejecting all. He said, the natures are not because of own condition, not because of other condition, not because of both, but without a condition also never arise. But not to give an answer, only just dialectic. Nagarjuna. According to him, samsara and nirvana are the same. Do you believe this one? Samsara and nirvana are the same. Why? He said, it's a confusing word, his talk, his philosophies. He said, if we have ignorance, we see nirvana as a samsara. If we removed ignorance, we find nirvana, not samsara. He gave it simply. on the road, and in dust, a little dark at the night, on the road there is rock looking like a snake. Rock is lying. Rock is lying. Rope is lying on the road. But the person think, oh, that is a snake. Because I cannot see clearly, looking like a snake. Rope is looking like a snake. Therefore, he used torchlight and keep a light. That is, at that time he clearly see, oh, that is not snake. That is only rope. In that case, before he think snakes also not a snake, that is rope. When he clearly say that is a rope, not a snake. Like that is samsara and nirvana. Nirvana is originally is a nirvana, but you have ignorance, avijja. Therefore, you think nirvana as a samsara. His explanation is in this way. So, Nagarjuna's dialect. The more you study, the more you confuse. The more you try to understand, the more you far from understanding. Nagarjuna's philosophy. So then, against Nagarjuna, there is a yogacara system. That is idealism. According to idealism, everything, nothing exists except mind. Only mind exists. Because of mind, for example, chair does not exist, building does not exist, whiteboard does not exist, books does not exist. Because of mind. Mind exists, therefore these things exist. That is a mental creation, according to him. So inconceivable there. According to it, that professor confused. I understand, he confused about that. So but we must understand, to be seen, the method to be seen is quite different from to be heard, or to be got smell, to be tasted. It's different. Therefore, we can see or not, we see or not that it exists. Because of the nature. Nature is to be seen. Not after seeing it has become white form. So there are a lot of views. Sometimes very dangerous. Very dangerous. The main point, the major point, we must criteria. We must keep. Therefore, sometimes the Buddha keep only criteria. Because of views are different. There are different views. For the people, there's confusable, which is correct, which is not correct, which is right, which is wrong. Whether it is right or wrong, confusable. So the Buddha keep a criteria for us. If the practice or the view increase akusala, decrease kusala, that is not correct. If it increase kusala, decrease akusala, it is correct. That is for you the criteria. If this practice can control lower dosa more, it is correct. If it cannot control, increase lower dosa more and more, that is not correct. The Buddha keep this criteria to his stepmother Mahabhajavati Kormi and Anguttara Nikaya. So this criteria is very, very important for us. Whatever practice, whatever view may be, is a lead to lower dosa moha, increase lower dosa moha, that is not good. It decrease lower dosa moha, it is good. Increase alava dosa moha, is good. We must know in this way. This is a criteria. So, okay, let us go with the main point, visual object, rupa. Then sada, sound, kanda, smell, rasa, taste, and potava, tangible. Here, potava is not a single matter, but is composed of three elements: extension, heat, and motion. The element of cohesion is not tangible, so it cannot be tangible object. Water, this is. So, one after the other, we must study about material quality. So, in this chapter, will be explained conditions, how material qualities is started. So, very interesting to dealing with our bodies. Okay, so let me play. Literally means the source of material quality from which the idea and the terms of male and female are derived. That is the literal meaning. The meanings of bhava. The source of material quality from which the idea and the terms of male and female are derived. Bhava, the matter of sex, is twofold. Eti bhava, femininity. Om bhava, masculinity. The two types of bhava matters are lying on all parts of the whole body. That is just a source. Source is referring to source. Maybe homo, now it is a call. Source of male and femalehood. You see, different names are used at different times. That is a spread of the whole bodies. Therefore, male, female type and manner is different. Otherwise, it will be similar. So, there is a source of malehood and femalehood. That is a type of material quality because it depends on body. It's a rise in body, not in mind. What about the gay? Some are mentally, you see, changes. Nowadays there are gay party, gay societies also have gay associations. Lesbians also have. According to mind and material qualities, not harmoniously work together. Therefore, different body, different view, different idea, different minds appear. Human mind, human life is very funny sometimes, you see. In the body, the bodies produce chemicals, some substance that is also differentiated. But according to Buddha's teaching, these two powers, femininity, masculinity, are the product of karma. These are dependent on karma. A source is dependent on karma. And later will be explained karma-born material qualities. Then another material quality is hadaya. The matter of the heart is a matter that lies on the bladder of heart. Here, not heart organ is hadayavatu here, not heart organ. Therefore, the matter of heart is a matter that lies on the bladder of heart. You see, everybody knows that blood is circulate. Even blood is circulate, heart organ is performed as a pump. But blood circulate there, the blood where is in heart. Very small amount of blood in the heart. There lies, according to test, there lies the material qualities. It is perceived as the seed of mind, apart from the five vijnana minds. Because, you see, seeing consciousness appeared from the eye. Without the eye, seeing consciousness is impossible. That is easier to understand. So, eye consciousness, seeing consciousness. Eye consciousness arises in the eye. Without the eye consciousness cannot. Ear consciousness or hearing consciousness depend on ear. Without the ear consciousness cannot. Ear consciousness cannot. That is also clear. If there is a nose consciousness cannot get a smell, nose consciousness cannot appear. Tongue consciousness also come out from tongue. Without tongue consciousness is impossible. Body consciousness is without the body is impossible. But just thinking, when we closed our eye, closed ear, never use small nose, tongue, and body, without touching these, without using these organs, just in mind. People think, idea, thought, think, just thinking. Where it arises, heart or brain. You must find out, because that is your bodies. You must know where such ideas appear, in the heart or in brain. But sometimes you see happiness, unhappiness, where appear. Sometimes we consider deeply what to do. At that time, people scratching head. At that point, thinking deeply is here. Happiness and unhappiness, most people point out the heart. Oh, I am so happy. I'm so sorry because pointing things. So minds appear here and there. You see, Haryavatu, the Buddha never identified Haryavatu is where. The Buddha never uses the terms Haryavatu. In Dhammasangani, first treatise of Abhidhamma, the first Abhidhamma text, there is a Rupa Kanda, chapter of Metta. In the chapter of Metta, the Buddha didn't mention exactly Haryavatu. But the Buddha mentioned the seed of mind in Patana, but not another name of. But the Buddha never used the term Haryavatu. Only Vatu, without the Harya. In some places the Buddha used only Rupa, just Rupa, not to mention Harya Rupa. But Venerable Buddha Gosa, the commentator of all Tripitaka, he mentioned Haryavatu because Haryavatu is must be. He found out that the evidence in Patana, according to Patana, he said. But what is Haryavatu? Harya, the term Harya conveys heart organ or conveys mind. Two meanings have. Harya means, you see nowadays people say heart to heart. Heart to heart means mind to mind. Mind to mind. Not referring to organ. Heart transplantation is an organ. But heart to heart means mind, referring to mind. Isn't that? Heart transplantation is organ, referring to organ. So, the commentator, sub-commentator, Venerable Ananda, not the cousin of Buddha, another Ananda. He's a Southern Indiana. He wrote the Abhidhamma sub-commentary, very famous and very hard, very difficult to understand. It is called Mula Tika on Abhidhamma text. Very, very difficult to understand. Contains many points. So in Mula Tika, it mentioned Haryavatu means, Harya means mind, Vatu means place, space of mind. Now referring to heart organ. Now referring to heart organ. Just a space of mind. He did not identify anywhere. Not heart, not brain. So that is also reasonable. Reasonable. Love and hate is in the heart. Thinking deeply is in the knowledge is in the brain. We can be said here and there, very close, you know. It's like a peninsula, very close. Some people also think if a Haryavatu is referring to heart organ, after heart transplantation, where are these minds? Artificial heart. So that is a problem. Therefore, the meaning we cannot interpret correctly. So interpretation problem is very, very important. According to the commentator by commentator Venerable Ananda, I agree. Hariya means mind. Vatu means base. Anywhere. Not heart organ. Not heart organ. The Buddha also never mentioned Hariya Vatu. Never used this term Hariya Vatu. In Dhammasangani, the Buddha used the word heart to as a synonymous term object. Synonymous term object. Hariya means mind. So that is more reasonable, more and more. So we should understand the seed of minds may be here and there. Venerable Buddha, why it is mentioned heart? That is also reasonable because of when you are happy, where's the beating? Heartbeat is more and more. Therefore, we cannot say mind cannot arise in the heart. Cannot say. Love and hate is a beard. You see, people are so happy, so unhappy at that time. Heartbeat is different. You see, because of mind effect here. Everybody experience about that. Cannot deny about that. Isn't that? Heartbeat is here. Not at that time brain beat. Brains are quiet. Thinking and beat here, beard. That is a practical way we must understand. Therefore, Venerable Buddha may point out, maybe he point out this Hariya Vatu lies in the blood and the heart organ. Because excitement, when happiness or unhappiness appeared, it is appeared in the heart. So that is also reasonable in practical ways. So that is dealing with the Hariya Vatu. Therefore, here in next page mentioned another way. Hariya means mind and Vatu means seed. Therefore, Hariya Vatu is the seed of mind. Then Jivita. Jivita means life. It protects the karma-born matters. It's protect karma-born matter. Jivita, according to Buddhism, the Jivita is protecting six systems. Therefore, material quality, the units of matter also have a unit. Here, you see, this is 8 is composed of one material quality. That is inseparable. Everything, even small dust, included these 8. Whatever may be included in this 8. In the book, we must try to find out. We call this as a book. In the book, if we search for the material quality, we can find these 5. How to find? Fine touching, we know some fine touching, hardness or softness. Here, softness we can find. That is a better way. Softness is better way. Then heating cold. Heating cold. Sometimes a heat, sometimes a cold. So that is stage of. Then motion, impression, you see. That is Vayo becomes solid because of liquid. But the liquids collected, united to be solid. So therefore, avo, by touching cannot be known. So here, Patavi, avo, tejo, vayo, these four are base. On the base there is a color, there is a smell. Okay, color, smell, and taste. Taste also have. Then nutrient essence. Everything has a nutrient essence. Nutrient essence means costume. It is the condition to produce another. Can produce another. So everything are composed of, every material qualities are composed of these eight. These eight are inseparable. If it's separated, nothing. If it's remain together, we call this as a material quality. Eight material qualities compose one. Here, you see, this is a fire, earth element, water element, fire element, air element, then color, smell, taste, nutrient essence. This is nutrient essence, dealing with the nutrient essence. This is effect. All material quality have its effect. Not because of edible, not eatable. Eatable or not eatable. ITBU, International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University, when started to open this university, as a visiting professor, I delivered a lecture on Abhidhamma on those days. So one lady who came from Mexico, he asked me, all material qualities are composed of these eight. If it's so, the glass, you see, here is a glass, window, there is a glass. The glass can have this nutrient essence. What about this cup also have nutrient essence? What about this also nutrient essence? What about fiber also nutrient essence? Nutrient essence means not because of eatable. You see, all material quality has its effect. You see, even poison can affect. Vegetables are you see effect. Glass also maybe, if you eat, there's maybe produce effect. Human beings never eat glass. Human beings never eat earth. But they are earthworm, they eat earth. Human beings never eat wood, but termites eat. You see that? So, eatable or not eatable, that is not concern. Whatever may be, it is support or maintain. Whatever things may be, can support. That is a nutrient essence. In Pali it is called ocha or ahara. All material things have ocha and ahara. You see chemicals also Maybe effect, good effect, bad effect maybe. Poisonous bad effect, chemical bad effect. This effect is referring to it, nutrient essence. That is called nutrient essence. Not because of food. Not because of food. We have to translate it as a nutrient essence, ahara. Ahara means one condition. So therefore, all material things we can see, we can touch, that is composed of these eight. Composed of these eight. That is small molecule, small unit, cannot be reduced to be 7. If you reduce something from here, there will be no existence. That is the smallest one. That is dealing with non-organism. In non-organism. What about the organism? In organism, you see, there must be jivita, life. Jivita means life. According to biology, trees also have a life. According to Buddhism, life is the only product of karma. Cannot have a life. According to Buddhism, no life. Jivita is, you see here, this jivita is only karma born matter. It's produced only by karma. But these 8, the other 8 are not only from karma, not only karma. Some are born of utu, some are born of cheta, some are born of ahara. So the jivitas are only karma born. The others are born for conditions. 4 conditions mean later will be explained: karma, jeta, utu, ahara. Karma, jeta, utu, ahara. 4 conditions. So organism, non-organism is a different views, Buddhism and biology is different. They think trees, the other things have jiva, jivita. According to Jainism, everything has a jiva. Even small dust have jiva. Water has jiva. Fire has a jiva. Air also jiva. If you drink water, you are panatipata because of there is a jiva. If you breathe in, there are small dust inside, you are into no. You are the killers of jiva. So, according to Jainism, now India Jainism is flourished, contemporary of Buddhism in those days. My thesis for PhD is Jainism. Jainism, a study of Jainism according to Buddhist literature. Some Jaina text is mentioned. If you make a fire burn things, therefore you cause to killing, panatipata. If you extinguish fire, you are the killers of fire, you are panatipata. According to Jainism, you see. Therefore, Chinese, the China devotees are mostly majority is merchant. Majority is merchant, not farmer. Farmers are always digging, you see. They killing earth. They are digging. So therefore, they cannot avoid the panatipata. Only merchant can avoid panatipata. So in India, has many different views on those days. Even now, when you visit the Buddha Gaya, you must be careful if you find the Buddha statue. Sitting posture, Buddha's sitting posture, China Mahavira's sitting posture, the same. If we saw on the showcase in the shop, it's quite a similar Buddha statue and Mahavira, China's statues. But the difference is, we must notice the difference. Buddha statues has Buddha statues wearing dress. Mahavira statues are no naked, no wearing dress. But in the middle of chest, there is a swastika. In this swastika sign in Mahavira statue, in Myanmar pilgrims are roundly sometimes they fall. They think this is a Buddha statue. But they are not Buddha statues, Mahavira statues. Mostly Indian people pay respect to Mahavira. In Maharajasthan there are very big statues. But this statue is without naked, without a dress. Contemporary of the Buddhas. Mahavira very long time stay in Nalanda. His center is in Nalanda. In Nalanda there was a very rich man, Upali. He's very rich, 5 years Chinese. He is paid respect to Mahavira or Nikandananda Buddha. He is a great supporter, benefactor of Chinese. One day, this Upali, after meeting and listening to the Dhamma from Buddha, he converted to Buddhism. This conversion to Buddhism of Upali is a cause to Mahavira's unhappiness. Then Mahavira left Nalanda, left Nalanda and for power. He died in power before Buddha's Parinirvana. His Parinirvana is in power. So that's in Nalanda. Nowadays, Nalanda University. It's famous Nalanda University. All the places. And 30th of November, I came to Singapore secretly. I came to Singapore. I stayed 2 nights in Orchard Hotel to attend international symposium about Nalanda. There is a symposium. They held the symposium. Culture, Buddhist culture links between Southern and Eastern Asia. International symposium dealing with Nalanda. There's a discussion here. One of the Singapore universities sponsored. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Singapore government supported. 30th of November, the whole day is a discussion about Nalanda, old Nalanda, to restore Nalanda. This Nalanda is the center of Mahavira, Chinese. Later it has become established as a university and center of Nagarjuna, who presented the philosophy, Nirvana and Samsara are the same. So very interesting places. So views are in this way different, you see, different views. But we must know separately that is a view of the Buddha, that is not a view of the Buddha. We must know. But you can accept what you like, what you like it, what you like it. You can accept. But we must contemplate, we must study thoroughly to understand completely. Some people are confused. They are lazy to study deeply, just a bit. Most of people are just a bit. To consider deeply is very lazy thing. But we must have a criteria, as I said to you before. This criteria is very important. The Buddha also said, you must do what is not, what is a certain. You must follow what is a certain. Some points we cannot decide whether it is true or not. Therefore, the Buddha, in Kalama Sutta, the Buddha has given a guideline. This guideline of Kalama Sutta is very, very important nowadays. But we must know the correct meanings of Kalama Sutta. Most people don't know the meanings of Kalama Sutta. Kalama Sutta, the Buddha wants to say, you cannot find what is true by tradition. That is the meaning. Buddhas not encourage you to abandon all traditions. If you have a tradition, you must consider, you must contemplate this tradition is right or not. This depends on you. You must decide. You must have knowledge. Is it true or not? Bhava literally means the source of material quality from which the idea and the terms of male and female are derived. That is the literal meaning. The meanings of bhava. The source of material quality from which the idea and the terms of male and female are derived. Bhava, the matter of sex, is twofold. Eti bhava, femininity. Bhava, masculinity. The two types of bhava matters lie on all parts of the whole body. That is just a source. Source is referring to source. Maybe homo, now it is a call. Source of male and femalehood. You see, different names are used at different times. That is a spread of the whole bodies. Therefore, male, female type and manners are different. Otherwise, it will be similar. So there's a source of malehood and femalehood. That is a type of material quality because it depends on body. It's a rise in body, not in mind. What about the gay? Some are mentally, you see, changes. Nowadays there are gay party, gay societies also have gay associations. Lesbians also have. According to mind and material qualities, not harmoniously work together. Therefore, different body, different view, different idea, different minds here. Human mind, human life is very funny sometimes, you see. In the body, the bodies produce chemicals, some substance that is also differentiated. But according to Buddha's teaching, these two powers, femininity, masculinity, are the product of karma. These are dependent on karma. A source is dependent on karma. And later will be explained karma-born material qualities. Then another material quality is hadaya. The matter of the heart is a matter that lies on the bladder of heart. Here, not heart organ is hadayavatu here, not heart organ. Therefore, the matter of heart is a matter that lies on the bladder of heart. You see, everybody knows that blood is circulate. Even blood is circulate, heart organ is formed as a pump. But blood circulate there, the blood where is in heart. Very small amount of blood in the heart. There lies, according to test, there lies the material qualities. It is perceived as the seed of mind, apart from the five vijnana minds. Because, you see, seeing consciousness appeared from the eye. Without the eye, seeing consciousness is impossible. That is easier to understand. So great. Eye consciousness, seeing consciousness. Eye consciousness arises in the eye. Without the eye consciousness cannot. Ear consciousness or hearing consciousness depend on ear. Without the ear consciousness cannot. Ear consciousness cannot. That is also clear. If there is a nose consciousness cannot get a smell, nose consciousness cannot appear. Tongue consciousness also come out from tongue. Without tongue consciousness is impossible. Body consciousness is without the body is impossible. But just thinking, when we closed our eye, closed ear, never use small thing, nose, tongue, and body, without touching these, without using these organs, just in mind. People should think, idea, thought, think, Just a thinking. Where it arises, heart or brain. You must find out, because that is your bodies. You must know where such ideas appear, in the heart or in brain. But sometimes you see happiness, unhappiness, where appear. Sometimes we consider deeply what to do. At that time people scratching head. At that point, thinking deeply is here. Happiness and unhappiness, most people point out heart. Oh, I am so happy, I am so sorry, people pointing things. So minds appear here and there. You see, Haryavatu, the Buddha never identified Haryavatu is where. The Buddha never uses the terms Haryavatu. In Dhammasangani, first treatise of Abhidhamma, the first Abhidhamma text, there is a Rupa Kanda, chapter of metta. In the chapter of metta, the Buddha didn't mention exactly Haryavatu. But the Buddha mentioned the seed of mind and Patana, but not another name of. But the Buddha never used the term Haryavatu. Only Vatu, without the Harya. In some places the Buddha used only Rupa, just Rupa, not to mention Harya Rupa. But Venerable Buddha Gosa, the commentator of all Tripitaka, he mentioned Haryavatu because Haryavatu must be. He found out that the evidence in Patana. According to Patana, he said. But what is Haryavatu? Harya, the term Harya conveys heart organ or conveys mind. Two meanings have. Harya means, you see nowadays people say heart to heart. Heart to heart means mind to mind. Mind to mind. Not referring to organ. Heart transplantation is an organ. But heart to heart means mind, referring to mind. Isn't that? Heart transplantation is organ, referring to organ. So, the commentator, sub-commentator, Venerable Ananda, not the cousin of Buddha, another Ananda. He's a Southern Indiana. He wrote Abhidhamma sub-commentaries, very famous and very hard, very difficult to understand. It is a Mula Tika on Abhidhamma text. Very, very difficult to understand. Contains many points. So in Mula Tika, it mentioned Haryavatu means, Harya means mind, Vatu means place, space of mind. Now referring to heart organ. Now referring to heart organ. Just a space of mind. He did not identify anywhere. Not heart, not brain. So that is also reasonable. Reasonable. Love and hate is in the heart. Thinking deeply is in the knowledge is in the brain. We can be say here and there, very close to know. It's like a Venezuela, very close. Some people also think if a Harayawatu is referring to heart organ, after heart transplantation, where are these minds? Artificial heart. So that is a problem. Therefore, the meaning we cannot interpret correctly. So interpretation problem is very, very important. According to the commentator by commentator Venerable Ananda, I agree. Haraya means mind. Vatu means base. Anywhere. Not heart organ. Not heart organ. The Buddha also never mentioned Harayawatu. Never used this term Harayawatu. In Dhammasangani, the Buddha used the word heart to as a synonymous term object. Synonymous term object. Haraya means mind. So that is more reasonable more and more. So we should understand the seed of minds may be here and there. Venerable Buddha, why it is mentioned heart? That is also reasonable because of when you are happy, where is the beating? Heartbeat is more and more. Therefore, we cannot say mind cannot arise in the heart. Cannot say. Love and hate is a beard. You see, people are so happy, so unhappy. At that time, heartbeats is different. You see, because of mind effect here. Everybody experience about that. Cannot deny about that. Isn't that? Heartbeat is here. Not at that time brain beat. Brains are quiet. Thinking and beat here, beard. That is a practical way we must understand. Therefore, Venerable Buddha may point out, maybe he point out this Harayawatu lies in the blood and the heart organ. Because excitement, when happiness or unhappiness appeared, it is appeared in the heart. So that is also reasonable in practical ways. So that is dealing with the Harayawatu. Therefore, here in this page mentioned another way, Haraya means mind and Watu means seed. Therefore, Harayawatu is the seed of mind. Then Jivita means life. It protects the karma-born matter. It's protect karma-born matter. Jivita, according to Buddhism, the Jivita is protecting six systems. Therefore, material quality, the units of matter also have a unit. Here, you see, this is 8 is composed of one material quality. That is inseparable. Everything, even small dust, included these 8. Whatever may be included in this 8. In the book, we must find out, we must try to find out. We call this as a book. In the book, if we search for the material quality, we can find these 5. How to find? Fine touching, we know some fine touching, hardness or softness. Here, softness we can find. That is a better way. Softness is a better way. Then heating cold. Heating cold. Sometimes a heat, sometimes a cold. So that is stage of. Then motion, impression, you see. That is while becomes solid because of liquid. But the liquids collected, united to be solid. So therefore, our fine touching cannot be known. So here, Patavi, Avo, Tejo, Vayo, these 4. These 4 are base. On the base there is a color. There is a smell. Okay, color, smell, and taste. Taste also have. Then nutrient essence. Everything has a nutrient essence. Nutrient essence means costume. It is the condition to produce another. Can produce another. So everything are composed of, every material qualities are composed of these 8. These 8 are inseparable. If it's separated, nothing. If it's remain together, we call this as a material quality. 8 material qualities compose 1. Here, you see, this is a 5. Earth element, water element, fire element, air element, then color, smell, taste, nutrient essence. This is nutrient essence, dealing with the nutrient essence. This is effect. All material quality have this effect. Not because of edible, not eatable. Eatable or not eatable. In ITBU, International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University, when started to open this university, as a visiting professor, I delivered a lecture on Abhidhamma on those days. So one lady who came from Mexico, he asked me, all material qualities are composed of these 8. If it's so, the glass, you see, here is a glass, window, there is a glass. The glass can have this nutrient essence. What about that? Does a cup also have nutrient essence? What about this also nutrient essence? What about fiber also nutrient essence? Nutrient essence means not because of eatable. You see, all material quality has its effect. You see, even poison can effect. Vegetables are you see effect. Glass also maybe If you eat, there's maybe produce effect. Human beings never eat clams. Human beings never eat earth. But they are earthworm, they eat earth. Human beings never eat wood, but termites eat. Is it that? So, eatable or not eatable, that is not concern about it. Whatever may be, it is support or maintain. Whatever things may be, can support. That is a nutrient essence. In Pali it is called ocha or ahara. All material things have ocha and ahara. You see chemicals also. Maybe effect, good effect, bad effect maybe. Poisonous bad effect, chemical bad effect. This effect is referring to it, nutrient essence. That is called nutrient essence. Not because of food. Not because of food. We have to translate it as a nutrient essence. Ahara. Ahara means one condition. So therefore, all material things we can see, we can touch, that is composed of these eight. Composed of these eight. That is small molecule, small unit, cannot be reduced to be 7. If you reduce something from here, there will be no existence. That is the smallest one. That is dealing with non-organism. In non-organism. What about the organism? In organism, you see, there must be jivita, life. Jivita means life. According to biology, trees also have a life. According to Buddhism, life is only product of karma. Cannot have a life. According to Buddhism, no life. Jivita is, you see here, this jivita is only karma born matter. It's produced only by karma. But these 8, the other 8 are not only from karma, not only karma. Some are born of utu, some are born of cheta, some are born of ahara. So the jivitas are only karma born. The others are born for conditions. 4 conditions mean later will be explained. Karma, Jeta, Udu, Ahara. Karma, Jeta, Udu, Ahara. 4 conditions. So organism, non-organism is a different views Buddhism and biology is different. They think trees, the other things have jiva, jivita. According to Jainism, everything has a jiva. Even small dust have jiva. Water has jiva. Fire has a jiva. Air also jiva. If you drink the water, you are panatipata because of there is a jiva. If you breathe in, there are small dust inside, you are you are the killers of jiva. So, according to Jainism, now India Jainism is flourished, contemporary of Buddhism in those days. My thesis for PhD is Jainism. Jainism is study of Jainism according to Buddhist literature. some China text is mentioned. If you make a fire burn things, therefore you cause to killing, panatipata. If you extinguish fire, you are the killers of fire, you are panatipata. According to Chinese, you see. Therefore, Chinese, the devotee, China devotees are mostly majority is merchant. Majority is merchant, not farmer. Farmers are always digging, you see. They killing earth. They are digging. So therefore they cannot avoid the panatipata. Only merchant can avoid panatipata. So in India has many different views on those days. Even now, when you visit the Bodh Gaya, you must be careful if you find the Buddha statue. Sitting posture, Buddha's sitting posture, China Mahavira's sitting posture, the same. If we saw on the show of on the showcase in the shop, it's quite a similar Buddha statue and Mahavira, China's statues. But the difference is, we must notice the difference. Buddha statues has Buddha statues wearing dress. Mahavira statues are no naked, no wearing dress. But in the middle of chest, there is a swastika. In this swastika sign in Mahavira statue, in Myanmar pilgrims are roundly sometimes they fought. They think this is Buddha statue. But they are not Buddha statues, Mahavira statues. Mostly Indian people pay respect to Mahavira. In Maharajasthan there are very big statues. But this statue is without naked, without a dress. Contemporary of the Buddhas. Mahavira very long time stay in Nalanda. His center is in Nalanda. In Nalanda there was a very rich man, Upali. He's very rich. 5 years Chinese. He paid respect to Mahavira or Nikandananda Buddha. He is a great supporter, benefactor of Chinese. One day, this Upali, after meeting and listening to the Dhamma from Buddha, he converted to Buddhism. This conversion to Buddhism of Upali is a cause to Mahavira's unhappiness. Then Mahavira left Nalanda, left Nalanda and for power. He died in power before Buddha's Parinirvana. His Parinirvana is in power. So that's in Nalanda. Nowadays, Nalanda University. It's famous Nalanda University. All the places. And 30th of November, I came to Singapore secretly. I came to Singapore I stayed 2 nights in Orchard Hotel to attend international symposium about Nalanda. There is a symposium. They held the symposium. Culture, Buddhist culture links between Southern and Eastern Asia. International symposium dealing with Nalanda. There's a discussion here. One of the Singapore universities sponsored. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Singapore government supported. 30th of November, the whole day is a discussion about Nalanda, old Nalanda, to restore Nalanda. This Nalanda is the center of Mahavira Jainism. Later it has become established as a university and center of Nagarjuna, who presented the philosophy Nirvana and Samsara are the same. So very interesting places. So views are in this way different, you see, different views. But we must know separately that is a view of the Buddha, that is not a view of the Buddha. We must know. But you can accept what you like, what you like it. You can accept. But we must contemplate, we must study thoroughly to understand completely. Some people are confused. They are lazy to study deeply, just repeat. Most of people are just repeating. To consider deeply is very lazy. But we must have a criteria, as I said to you before. This criteria is very important. The Buddha also said, you must do what is not, what is a certain. You must follow what is a certain. Some points we cannot decide whether it is true or not. Therefore, the Buddha, in Abhidhamma Sutta, the Buddha has given a guideline. This guideline of Abhidhamma Sutta is very, very important nowadays. But we must know the correct meanings of Abhidhamma Sutta. Most people don't know the meanings of Abhidhamma Sutta. Abhidhamma Sutta, the Buddha want to say, you cannot define what is true by tradition. That is the meaning. Buddha not encourage you to abandon all traditions. If you have a tradition, you must consider, you must contemplate this tradition is right or not. Does it depend on you? You must decide. You must have knowledge. Is it true or not? You see, many people just believe, oh, that is our tradition. That is a hearsay. Many people follow, therefore it is true. Many people. The Buddha says, truth cannot depend on tradition. Truth is not in the books. Well, that is the text is said, therefore I accept. The Buddha says, don't do like that. If the text say, you must scrutinize, is it true or not? You must contemplate. Decision is depend on your knowledge. Want to say in this way. After that, the Buddha said, if you know that is not good, If you know there is a true, if you know there is not a true, if we realize that is a true, we must follow. But the people are lazy to accept this. Even we know there is a true, we cannot follow. Even we know there is not a true, we cannot abandon. Just so it will remain. Some people know there is not a true, but they follow. Straight accept it. Because of many people accept, therefore we also. So the Buddha said in this way, in Kalama Sutta, it's very important. In the end, the Buddha said, you must choose what is a sati. After that, we will be born or not. Who know about that? Do you know? Do you know after death, the life exists or not? Many people also think, accept, oh, after that there is a life. But some people also reject, after that no life. What about the Christians? Or what about the Muslims? They accept after death. They accept only one life, I think. Heaven or hell. After that, there are only two places to be chosen. Not samsara. Not samsara. They have no choice, only two. But according to Buddhism, there's a choice. Not only next life, as long as we are not become Arahant, we will be in samsara, wandering. Our life will be sometimes an animal kingdom, sometimes in the hell, sometimes ghost, sometimes deities, sometimes human beings, wander in 31 places, 31 planes. That is Buddhists accept in this way. Depending on karma. But some materialist, after that there will be no more. Not believe next life. They don't believe next life. Therefore, enjoy only this life. So if it's so, whose word is true? Whose view is true? Your view or others' view? Can you prove about that? I cannot prove. You all can prove. Next life will be or not. We cannot prove. At that time, the Buddha gave guidelines. If you cannot decide next life exists or not, if you cannot decide what should be done, you must be a good person in this life. You must have morality. A person of morality. If you become good person in this life, if there is no next life, it's okay, I'm a good person in this life. If no next life, no matter, because I'm a good person in this life. If there is a next life, I will be born in better life because I'm a person of morality. On both sides, is good. Both sides must be good. In Kalama Sutta, the Buddha said in this way, in the end, you must make sure. You must make sure. If no next life is okay, because there is no next life, I'm a good person. If no next life is okay. If there is a life, according to the others' view, if there is a next life, I will be better life, in better life. Oh, both sides is not wrong. The Buddha gave a guideline in this way. We must make sure. In certainty, we must follow what is certain. It's okay? So that is good advice of the Buddha, you see. Good advice of the Buddha. You can read, I think you read, you know about Karama Sutta or Kesamoti Sutta. It's a very famous sutta. Very famous sutta. So accordingly we must follow, because of nowadays many different views. We have no knowledge enough to decide these views. Therefore, in Appannaka Sutta also the Buddha advised us in this way. So now, Bhava, Haraya, Jivita, Ahara. Okay, there are many informations to go. I think it is, I must run to finish. Because of Abhidhamma lecture, I dislike to try Abhidhamma lecture. Therefore, wetted with information. Wetted and flourish. Otherwise, Abhidhamma lecture will dry and down, all are sleepy. So not sleepy, I wetted with the other information. General knowledge, we can get general knowledge. Okay? So